And the winner for Game of the Year 2015 is The Witcher 3.
I'm not a huge fan of suddenly super important situation of the week style programming, with House being the exception because the writing is grade A premium beef. However, the dialogue here isn't quite on that same level, especially in episodes 1 and 2.
You're a dick. With balls.
It's a strange beast because they managed to nail the feel of Witcher but couldn't match the complexity of CD Projekt Red's writing. And just so you know, I haven't read the book, so I can't comment on their quality. So while it is entertaining, and I do like it, there aren't any plot lines that are as good as Hearts of Stone or any side characters as cool as this guy.
It's about a man. Worse than most.
The program jumps around in time, and although they do have a bit of fun with it, it's not without its problems. At one point, someone says they've spent decades doing something, and it felt like a few days. There's also a huge battle in episode 1 that I didn't care about because I hadn't spent enough time with the characters. I think they placed it there to try to immediately grab people's attention, but it isn't entertaining enough to do that. Plus, some of the dialogue pulled me right out of it. I feel like they should have structured at least that part in a more traditional way, with the season building up to the big battle, because I don't like developing characters after they're dead. They also do flashbacks later in the season to things we just saw a few episodes ago, which is kind of bizarre. I also want to complain about Triss. She's been radically changed visually, and she doesn't get enough stuff to do. I know this was an issue in Wild Hunt as well, and they had to patch in more romantic dialogue for her, but she still did a lot more than this. And yes, I am a godless sodomite who tried to sleep with both of them. And yes, again, I got what I fucking deserved. Henry as Geralt is good. It took some getting used to, but after episode 1, he just seemed like Geralt to me. Probably doesn't hurt that he played the games.
The games are, especially Witcher 3, super immersive.
The writers did a great job capturing his indifference.
Her Majesty will do as she wishes.
And empathy. The dynamic between him and a certain rambunctious mage was also well done.
Tell me, are there women who find this coarseness charming?
Leading up to the release, there was some controversy about the showrunner only adapting the books and it being a feminist show. But after watching it, I think that concern was unwarranted. It's true that there's a little of that.
Because I'm a girl and girls can't be witches. Which I think is probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
But it's really not that bad, and most of the female characters are surprisingly good. Similar to the male characters, they're shown being competent, but also deeply flawed and by no means perfect. One can make the argument that someone is a bit OP, but she went through the training, got her ass kicked, and has some deep personality issues, so I think it all evens out. Only thing I thought was weird was when the lioness is supposed to be this badass warrior, kind of like the Full Metal bitch, but she wasn't that impressive at the battle. I really think they dropped the ball in that fucking battle. The whole sequence plays like a gimped version of Blackwater. It's bizarre considering how good the rest of the season is, since the battle in episode 8 is so much more engaging. Speaking of bizarre, there's a sex scene in episode 3 where one of the characters looked really young, and I was kind of worried somebody would walk in on me. Just like the Maisie Williams situation, the actress is actually in her 20s, but it was real weird, man. To circle back to discussing the story, it's like 13 in the sense that it gets better as it goes. I think the first few episodes are kind of mediocre with good and bad parts, then it starts to find its groove in episode 3, then episode 4 onward was unironically entertaining. It made me curious, so I had my team look into it, and each episode was written by a different person, with the exception being 1 and 8. My hope for season 2 is now that they've gotten things off the ground, it'll all be of similar quality, but we'll see. Mr. Robot is over, so maybe they can hire my boy to write an episode.
The second coming of Christ, Sam Esmail.
The situations Geralt deals with are often more complicated than what they appear, and for a lot of them, he hangs out with this guy. For those of you who have played the games or read the books, this is Dandelion. He's not named Dandelion, but it's basically him. At first it got on my nerves and I really enjoyed this moment, but their dynamic grew on me, and his incredulous reactions reminded me of my Pulitzer Prize winning Let's Plays. What? What? Ciri's here too. She's fine, but every time I was with her, I wanted to go back to Geralt.
Protecting the bard from vengeful royal cuckolds.
I understand she's a kid, but this part is kind of stupid.
He warned me not to let anyone know who I was outside the castle. I'm Princess Cirilla.
There's also an interaction where Geralt and a royal guy discuss very sensitive information in front of all of his guards. The reaction to the series has been sort of confusing. I don't understand the 4 out of 10 reviews or the 9 out of 10 ones. Although I guess that one reviewer not watching the full series before he reviewed it would kind of explain that one. In my opinion, the line between a recommendation and not a recommendation is a 7, and that's what I would give this. It's pretty good, but it's definitely got some flaws. I wish Lars Mikkelsen's character had more to do. The lioness said some wise shit and some stupid shit.
All this because male tradition demands it.
So it would have been cool to get to know her better. While there are some good shots, the cinematography isn't anything groundbreaking, especially for a fantasy series. And due to its freak of the week nature, there are some interesting characters that get left behind way too quickly. There's also weird line delivery by this man.
He was always nagging her for attention. Always nagging.
And a weirdly edited fight in episode 8. However, the season finale overall is very good, and I do appreciate them not trying to sneak in any Christmas shenanigans. I hate the holidays, and if Geralt wore anything resembling a Santa outfit, I'd kill myself. And you should buy Witcher 3. It's really good, and it's on Game Pass if you have that.
I thought you bowed before no man.
I also want to say fuck Netflix for recommending me Sword Art Online. That's not funny. Like and subscribe for more upbeat New York film reviews. I'm going to hibernate until this bullshit is over.
I know I might be offending people out there when I say that when I think of gamers.
Stop right here. You can tell right away this guy's f***ing with me.